Find it. All right. So again, easy scheduling for EAs. My company purchased this tool called YouCanBookMe, and this is how I use this tool to automate meeting scheduling with booking links, reminders, and more. Um, just happened. Excited to share the news. Meetings take time, but scheduling shouldn't have to. And this is a secure um, product that's been around for years with million bookings a month. So definitely a solid option if you want to ditch Calendly, which I think you should. And I can tell more about that. But basically, the general thing, which you guys know this, is removing the back and forth hassle of scheduling, of emailing the dates. And then, well, I can't make any work. Do you have any other times that work? Okay, well, I'll email you these dates. And say, well, those don't work either. Okay, well, you email me dates. Okay, well, those don't work. And now let's get on the phone. It's like 2025. Sometimes you have to get on the phone, but I don't know about you, but I don't really like to be on the phone all the time. Um, I prefer the asynchronous work. And so this is what you can let others self-schedule day or night from any device. You can send the link. I'll show a couple of examples. You can manage scheduling for your entire executive team. If you're like, hey, Jeremy, I support 7 executives. How am I going to do this? Well, I'll show you a little bit of this later, but you can actually manage every executive's tool um, and booking links. And you can have multiple booking links per executive, and I'll walk through that here in a second. But um, this is another reason why I like You Can Book Me, which is now powered by Capacity versus Calendly, because I think it's got some really good options and customization for team management. Connect all your executives' calendars. Again, you can connect your CEO's calendar. You can look for availability on your CFO's calendar, or if your CEO has a family calendar and a work calendar and a vacation calendar, you can check all those calendars. It doesn't just have to be on one. Take control of your executive's schedule. You know how I'm passionate about the ideal week and saying, hey, this is when you have meetings. This is when you don't have meetings. This is when you have internal meetings. This is when you have investor meetings, and you can kind of guide and control that and manage your executive's calendar without just randomly throwing stuff at any opening. And then, of course, you can add buffer time, so your executives can eat, have bio breaks, uh, you know, recap what happened in the meeting prior, all those things. And then you can match your executive style. So some executives are really like colorful and bright, and they're like, I want my whole branding, and I've got this whole, I wrote a book and I want my branding on there and all this stuff. You can customize all that based on your executive, or you can make it just match your company style and your company branding and colors and all that fun stuff. So here's the use case I'm going to share today, because again, we've got a few minutes on our Wednesday Zoom chat, and this is this is a very high, um, you know, high net worth individual, Jerry Burrows, who I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's like, sold his company for $20 zillion, and now he wants to invest in capacity. So this is the made up character that happens to be named after me. It says, "Hey David, I'm interested in capacity Series D round. Are you up for a quick call to discuss?" So this person wants to meet with my CEO, reaches out directly, says, "Hey, love to meet." Well, now you're looking at from the viewpoint of me, because guess what? When Jeremy sent that email to David, who read the email first? I did, right? Like, because I manage my CEO's email. And so I see that email and I'm like, all right, well, let's get this scheduled. This guy's got a lot of money, he wants to invest in our company. Let's get this scheduled. So the first option, and it's not a typo. I said copy pasta. I've heard that once somewhere, and I think it's funny instead of copy paste, copy pasta. I don't know. I just left it there. Chrome extension. This is a Chrome extension. So you click on the little Chrome extension. If you can see on the left picture there, on the top right of the left, the first picture, and this is integrated with my CEO's calendar and with his You Can Book Me, and it's a Chrome extension. So I can click on that, and then I can select a few options over the next week. Just checkbox them. So I clicked on each day, checkboxed it, and then I hit copy times, and then I went to the email. Oops, sorry. I went back and it just pasted the times in this format where it said, hey, Series D overview. And I said, hey, sure thing. Feel free to click one of the options below to book time with me next week. And it's you literally click on the time that works for you, and then it opens up the website that says confirm this booking, and then they add their name, they add their phone number. In this case, Jeremy's phone number is 123-867-5309, and then you hit confirm booking. Um, and that's one option. So this is a really quick way to just paste the times into the email, allow the person to click on it and schedule it, or um, some people they like to have the times in the email, and they might not click on it. They might just reply and say that time works, and then you can book it yourself. Um, but that's one option of just throwing it in automatically into an email. And then, of course, when they book it, it says, hey, thanks for booking. You'll receive notification confirming the meeting details shortly. You can customize this page. You can add other links. You can add your website, all that fun stuff to the workflow. And then now, so Jeremy gets the email from David's email that says, hey, thanks for scheduling a meeting for Thursday, March 6th. Here's the details, here's the location, et cetera. So this is just kind of like a notification email. But they also get a calendar invite. So the calendar invite goes out, obviously, and then that's all on their calendar. But then David, on his end, gets an email that says, hey, a new investor meeting is scheduled with Jeremy Burrows. So this is a good way to, like, when you've got the link and you've sent it out, and I've sent it out to hundreds of people on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to reach out to potential investors or whatever, and somebody books one, he gets a ping and says, hey, we got an investor meeting booked. And then another option, if you don't want to do the copy pasta from the Chrome extension, then you can simply just use the booking link. And so I have multiple booking links for David. So I'd be on David's email, I'd hit reply, I'd throw in this template that I might have saved, and I'd say, hey, I'd be happy to walk you through our investor deck. Feel free to book time with me here. And you notice the URL is a little bit specific to that use case. So David, Series D, is the kind of the handle there, the URL link for investor meetings. And for the investor meetings, for example, I'll have a lot more openings. I'll have Friday openings, even though I don't do meetings on Fridays usually. I'll have, early morning meetings, openings sometimes. But it's a lot more open because why? Because we're trying to raise money, and we're in the capital raising phase of our business right now. And as a startup, any of you worked in startups, you're kind of always in the capital raising environment. But the point is, this link is a little more open, right? It breaks some of the rules when it comes to Ideal Week and how I manage my executive's calendar. It breaks the no Friday meeting rules, all those kinds of things. And so this is an example again where they just have to click on the link and find. I'm not going to provide the times. I'm just going to have them click the link. When they click the link, it goes to the page and it says, hey, schedule time for a quick Zoom call. Here's the options. You can see month view or day view. But then this is a really cool feature that YouCanBookMe does well, in my opinion, and it's called overlay your availability. So you can actually connect. So somebody that's trying to book with your executive or you, they can actually connect their calendar. If they have a Calendly account, they can connect to that. If they have just a Google Calendar and they want to connect that, they can do that. Or Outlook, they can connect that. But you can connect your calendar, and then what it'll do is it'll overlay the times that you're available. So you can see here, I've connected my calendar. So up top it says Manage Calendars because I've got it connected. And then it's saying that, 11 and 11:30, David is available, but I'm not. So it's got the green dot next to the times that I'm available because it's overlaid my calendar. So this is one of those kind of automated next level things that YouCanBookMe does really well, where it's not just this like cold, harsh thing of like, hey, you just schedule time on my calendar. It's like, oh, hey, no, this actually will overlay with your calendar and help you automatically find a time that works and match it up. So that's a really good feature that I found helpful too. And the same deal, you click on it, confirm your booking, sends you the invite. This is an example of it. Shows it actually on Google Calendar. This is the invite on Google Calendar with the Zoom details and the information. Like I always ask for cell phone numbers on these meetings because there's things that come up last minute and you can't get a hold of somebody. So I'm always asking for cell phone in case of last minute updates. But you can also customize, and I'm not going to get into all that because it's a lot for a 10-minute presentation. But basically, you can customize all this. You can customize the notification emails. You can use variables. So, like if they fill out their first name and last name, you can customize so it says, "Hi, first name. You've scheduled time for a Series V overview with and on this date, and it has the date and the time in their time zone and all that." Um, and the best part, though, yeah, here we go. This is one of my favorite parts too, is the automated reminders that you can set up. You can set up multiple. You can customize if it's 1 hour before, 24 hours before. You can do it via text message if you wanted. You do it via email. I do it via email for mine, but I used to manually do this. Like I used to manually go in, send an email and say, "Hey, so and so," and I had a little text replacement shortcut that would help me type it out multiple times. But I'd go and I'd say, "All right, well, tomorrow's Thursday, and David's got this meeting, this meeting, this meeting, this meeting." And I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit email participants and I'm going to say, "Hey, so and so, I'm writing to confirm David's call with you tomorrow at such and such time, Central Time." And so I just do that manually. Well, because you could set up, well, Google will send notifications, but then if they're on Outlook and they don't have notifications turned on, you just never really could trust it. So I would manually do that. Well, this is awesome because you can actually email from your executive and say, "Hey, Jeremy, I'm writing to confirm our meeting scheduled for 1:30 Central Time on Wednesday, February 12th." And then it says, you can include a reschedule link if you want. You could also include a cancel link. Um, but you can, people will reschedule it through that or they'll reply and they'll say, "Hey, great, sounds good," or they won't reply, but they'll have that confirmation. And so the no-shows drop significantly. And that's the big thing that has helped. And that's why I used to manually do these reminders, is because people would not show up or they'd forget or whatever, or something would happen and they'd have to reschedule. And then I'd be scrambling at the last minute. And so this is one of those automated things that I think is every assistant should be doing anyway, to get to help their executive not waste time sitting in Zooms, staring at themselves, wondering if this person's going to show up. So that's another automated reminders is huge. And then lastly, a couple quick things. So manage team bookings. So I can look at the back end of YouCanBookMe and I can see all these different pages. We've got a partnerships thing, and the partnerships link is actually for multiple people. So this might be for our head of partnerships, our corporate dev person, and our CFO. Maybe all three of them are attached to this one booking link, so that if someone needs a meeting with those three together, you can send them this page and it'll look at all three of their calendars and it'll only show availability for the three of them. And then that person can book that and it'll have all three of those in that one invite. And then I have multiple booking links for David. So I have a regular generic one where it's just a 25-minute Zoom call, and it's maybe a networking call, maybe an intro call. It's not really a specific agenda, and that's the more common one that he'll share out and I'll share out with people. And then I have a demo one where he does an hour-long call where he can actually walk through a software demo of our product. And there's different use cases where he might want to walk through those demos, but that's one of those. And then I have, like you saw on the example, the investment one, right? So it's a 25-minute, but it's very clearly, this is a Series D overview. Like this is an investment call to walk you through our investment opportunity. And that way people know what they're getting themselves into. And that way, if people see that and they book a call in there, David doesn't show up, and then the investor shows up, or what he thinks is an investor shows up. And they're like, "Well, actually, oh, I didn't know you were looking for an investor. I was actually looking for a job." Like I used to have that happen before. It's every once in a while. It's like, "Oh, I was looking for a job. I don't have anything to invest. I was just thinking that you wanted to hire me." And it's like, this helps it be extra clear of like, this is the agenda of this meeting and this is what David's going to walk through. And then I have one for coffee meetings that are in person in St. Louis. And there's just a few slots that he does in-person meetings at a certain location. And then I have a happy hour option as well if he wants to get happy hour with someone. So one of the executives, the other business owners that he reached out to, they texted and said, "Hey, we should connect." And he said, "Yeah, sure, book time, let's grab coffee." And he shared the coffee link, and the guy was just, his mind was blown. He was like, "This is amazing," because he just clicked on it and and it said, we're going to meet at this coffee place, and here are the times, and it was done. Um, so that's kind of how you can manage all that. And you can also do this for multiple executives. You can filter by executives and teams. And so if you've got 7 executives and you've got 3 booking links per executive, you can manage all that quickly and easily here, update their settings and their notifications, connect their Zoom accounts, all those things. And then, of course, you can manage bookings too, which this is actually came in handy the other day because I was like, our CFO is on our team account. And I was like, oh, has he met with, I knew he sent his scheduling link to a potential investor, but I didn't know if he had met with him yet. I didn't know if that guy had booked it yet. So I was able to go in and look at the bookings for my team. And I was able to see that, oh, he hasn't met with this person yet, or oh, he has met with this person. And so that's really handy too, to kind of manage that and update those bookings or keep track of those bookings. So anyway, you can sign up for a free account. Like if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if my executive would be up for this, whatever, you can even sign yourself up for getting coffee with your friends or whatever you can get. I'll have to double check. I need to look this up, but I know you can do a free for life plan. I know they have a free plan that maybe you get 1 booking page or something like that. And there's certain things that are limited as far as the notifications and whatever. But you can have a free booking link that you send out to people and they book it, and you use that to schedule your own meetings. So that's kind of the high level quick went over our time just a little bit, but I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to hit stop real quick and then I'll answer a couple questions, but then I got to go. Let's see. How do I stop?